I've done quite a bit of testing with Raichu. Raichu is one of my favorite Pokemon from the series. A lot more so than Pikachu. Fuck Pikachu. Overused piece of trash Pokemon. Whatever. Have to run it. Anyway. So I've done a lot of testing with Raichu. I feel like this deck is actually very, very, very good. The only problem keeping this deck from being just great right now is Buzzwole. I played against Buzzwole, and I opened Pachirisu, started Pachirisu, opened Brigette. Both games, best 2 out of 3. Didn't matter, Buzzwole just ran right through me. Just Jet Punch just destroys this deck. By turn 3, I'd lost all my Pikachus because of Jet Punch. It was just nothing. This deck can't stand up to Buzzwole if it opens, decent. But other than that, I've played several other matches, and everything, like, the deck worked extremely well. If you get off 2 Snuggly generators with Pachirisu, then you're hitting just great numbers and running through your opponent. I ran through Duskmane, Necrozma, Magnezone a couple of times. I ran through Decidueyes. I've run through the Mirror Match. Like, just 2 Snuggly generators, and the deck's just ready to roll, and it's only up from there. So I'll get into it, my version of the deck. And so I have 3 Raichu GX, 4 of the Nuzzle Pikachu, of course. We have 4 Pachirisu, 1 Mew EX, 1 Xurkitree GX, 1 Oranguru, and then 2 Tapu Lele. Okay, so the inclusion of Pachirisu is really what makes this deck just shine. Beforehand, it was really rough. Just like, you had to clog your deck up with so much like gimmicky things that the deck was just hard to run right now in the current format. But Pachirisu really just fixed it. Just fixed most of the major, not all the problems the deck has, but most of the problems that the deck had. It makes it a lot similar to the Xerneas break decks, but you can accelerate so much more energy, and you can be hitting just, even after one Snuggly generator, you can be hitting just fairly good numbers that you're going to be set for the rest of the match. The Mew EX is a card that's becoming more and more of a staple to me, that I'm just enjoying it more and more right now. Not even for the fact of just the Buzzwole match to help with that, because it didn't at all, at least in my matches. But you can copy the Snuggly generator so you get 1 more acceleration of energy. Instead of just having the Pachirisu active, you can have Mew active instead. The Xurkitree GX is just something that I included. It's not necessary. In fact, I feel like Tapu Lele GX is better. But the Xurkitree GX can come in handy in certain matchups. I felt like in the Buzzwole matchup, if there's a strong energy, I could potentially stall out with the Xurkitree till I got enough energy to knock out Buzzwole, but it didn't even make it to that point in the match. I just got steamrolled both games. The GX attack's pretty good. It gives a more, I feel, just a more accessible GX attack. Raichu GX attack is alright, but there's way too much float stuff. Or no, there's Guzmas, there's Acerolas, there's plenty of ways to get around paralyzation, and I don't feel like it right now it's that good. But that seems to be the theme of Raichu right now, is right now is not optimal for the deck, but later it could be. But I feel like this deck will have potential. If fighting goes away even just a little bit, this deck will do just fine. If metal becomes as big as what's being hyped to be, I feel like this deck can really shine. Maybe not top tier, but it could certainly do something. The resistance keeps you out of one hit range from Duskmane, and then you can easily knock out them. So that's it for Pokemon lineup. I will get into others. For supporters, I run 3 Cynthia, 3 N, 2 Sycamore, 3 Guzma, and 3 Brigette. Not much to say on the supporter count. Going down in Sycamores, there's a lot of pieces that you want to keep in the deck, so N's and Cynthia's are, but Cynthia's and N's are, I feel like this is going to be a standard for the format currently. I can't say for later. Guzma's, you want a heavy count of Guzma to switch out your Pachirisu so you don't have to hard retreat, so you keep energy on board. And then 3 Brigettes, because I want more Nuzzle Pokemon on the bench, so I don't want to throw down Lele's. I keep the Lele's for a just in case basis. But yeah, that's it for supporters. For items, we have 4 Ultra Ball, 2 Nest Balls, 4 Choice Bands, 2 Experience Shares, 1 Switch, 1 Field Blower, and 2 Super Rods. So I included Nest Balls in here just a way so you can just accelerate as many Nuzzle Pokemon onto your bench as fast as possible. So you hit a Brigette, you hit a Nest Ball, that's 4 Nuzzles right there. That's 80 damage. If you happen to start out with Mew, and then you can get more, you can have up to 5 energy a turn, 100 damage a turn. I personally like Nest Ball in this build, but that is just my own personal take, my personal opinion. I feel like there could be better cards, but I'm still working with the deck to see. But this, I've had pretty good success at the 2 tournaments I've played. I have went 2-1 both times. The first time I just got, like I said, trampled by Buzzwole, because I feel like that match is just near unwinnable. It's just such a rough match. And then I lost to Volcanion because Volcanion just outsped me. Like, the guy hit 2 Max Elixirs first turn, manually attached, then Lele for Guzma, Guzma'd out my Pachirisu, and then just, killed it before I could even get going. So it was an uphill battle, and by the time I actually got somewhere I needed to be, I was already down way too much, and I just lost. So if you open like that, it's pretty rough. It's going to be an uphill battle. Like, this deck it can go fairly fast. Like, if you open right, you can get energy accelerated by turn 3, and that's your optimal setup. You potentially could, depending on the matchup, not need that much energy. But a comfortable setup is 2 turns of Snuggly Generator that I feel. So if you get any deck that can go faster than that pace, it's kind of a tough match. But yeah. And then the last cards is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 electric energy. You need to have a good amount of electric energy. Of course, this deck is a deck based around energy. So we run the 14. So far the numbers working just fine for me. But anyway, guys, that is my Raichu GX deck. I've been waiting patiently since Shining Legends and this Raichu's reveal. Like I said, Raichu is one of my favorite Pokemon, and I was determined to build this deck, and I'm glad I finally had the chance. And like, I had the cards since they came out, but I've just waited. Like, it didn't have what it needed, so I was waiting for Pachirisu. And Pachirisu is just great. Like, if you play the deck, you'll understand how just fantastic Pachirisu is for this deck. It works so great. Like, once you hit 2 Snuggly generators, the deck just flows just perfect. And you're just running down things. And like, another thing that's great is the additional attack of Thunder. You can take, like, you don't, if you have to potentially play a little bit faster, you can go for that third attachment, which shouldn't be too difficult if you are chaining Snuggly generators. Like, if you didn't open up enough Nuzzlers and you're going kind of slow, you can always just poke with that 160, potentially 190 with a choice band, and get some knockouts that way until you can get to an optimal setup with Powerful Spark. So the deck has more options than your other decks that have this type of attack, Xurkitree, Darkrai, because you have the additional attack. So, you know, it has its ups and downs, but right now the fighting weakness is what's killing this deck. Buzzwall being the biggest, because it just, I guess you could throw in a Mr. Mime. I might potentially try that, but I still feel like weakness is just so strong in this type of deck. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the deck profile. I will be getting some more Sun and Moons. We got one of the other guys. We got Brian coming soon with his Garchomp Lucario deck. I'll have my Empoleon deck ready to go soon. We might get a match between one of my Ultra Prism decks against Brian's Garchomp deck. I'll just have to see which one I want to play. But anyway, guys, like I said before, thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. Until next time, I'm out.